dream out loud, and share your dreams with others. I'm going to share with you a process that I went on myself that you can use to create real value for yourself, for your career, for even your own business ideas. It's all about dreaming out loud, and sharing your dreams with others. Hi, I'm Teddy Burriss. I'm a social media strategist. I'm a YouTuber, a blogger, an author. I'm a leadership coach and a career coach. But before 2010, I'd spent 35 years as an IT professional. And this is the journey I went on to change who I am. Do you remember childhood daydreaming? Could this be you sitting on a couch, sitting at school, staring out the window and imagining what's going on? Do you remember the days when you daydreamed regularly? Maybe as a child, maybe as a young adult. Do you remember those days? What happened to that superpower? Why are we not doing that more often? The wandering mind is a powerful machine. It's a skill that needs to be practiced in order to create the best results. Do you dream about your future? Do you dream about new ideas? Do you dream about systems and solutions and maybe your future? Pondering, wandering, letting our mind loose to ideate new ideas. Is this daydreaming? And do we do it enough? Ideas pop up when we get out of our box of standard thought. Ideas come up when we look at things differently. Ideas come up when we ask different questions. Have you ever come up with a great idea just by thinking differently, looking at it differently, asking different questions? Often we do in business, but do we do this for ourselves? Your future can be far more rewarding if you're willing to dream out loud, and share your dreams with others. I did this back in 2010, and it changed my life forever in fabulous, fabulous ways. I was a 35 years of IT consulting, staffing, software development, project management, system design, system implementation. I built computers. I built networks. I went to Vegas and worked 18 months on an $8 million project. I traveled the country developing solutions for people. But I'd raised my 4 daughters, my wife and I had raised our 4 daughters, and we'd always planned that when we got done doing that, we can go do whatever we wanted to do. So we had to start discovering what was that? What would that become? So I started this process of dreaming, thinking up ideas, dreaming out loud, saying it out loud and visualizing it, and sharing my dreams with others, which is really about getting into open conversations with people. And that's what I'm going to share with you now. Step 1, dreaming alone, imagining your future. This is where you sit down on your patio, on your back porch, in your living room, your sunroom, park bench. Maybe along a babbling creek, maybe at the top of a mountain, the foot of a mountain, maybe on a lake or at a beach, anywhere where you can just let your mind free and you start imagining. What I want you to do is start thinking of roles or activities, or businesses. Use the word work if you want to use the word work. I tried not to use that word. You got to really let your mind go. No limits, no preconceived thoughts of acceptance by others. Don't worry about what your family is going to say about this. Don't think about dollars. Don't worry about having the skills. Just start building a list of things that you would love to do. Keep the list growing. It's got to keep growing. You've got to think past your current or your previous role, the industry you're in, the companies you work for, the activities you do. You've got to really, really go wild is what I really want you to do. Think really obscure. Something really bizarre. Over and over and over again. And you need to write these ideas down. What are you imagining today? I want you to, go with everything that you can come up with. I want to be a postal worker. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be the president of the United States. I want to be the Secretary of State. I want to be a public speaker. I want to be a fireman. I want to be an envoy to an executive in another country. I want to go to other countries and teach people how to speak in English. I want to go volunteer at and also become a executive in a nonprofit to change the world in some meaningful way. Write all these down. You've got to write your ideas down. I'm hesitant to share more than these ideas. I don't want to influence your thinking. I want you to let your mind wander. No limits, no preconceived ideas. Don't think about dollars or skills. Just write them down. Here's step 2. You need to visualize these ideas that you're coming up with. You need to see yourself in the environment doing this work. You need to see yourself using the tools that you would use doing this work. You need to see yourself alongside others who are involved in it. You need to see yourself smiling and enjoying the activity, getting up out of bed, excited to go do something. You've got to visualize this. You have to be able to see yourself doing what you've dreamed up. This is hard to do sometimes, but you really got to let your mind wander and visualize yourself doing this. Step 3, say it out loud. Tell a story of you doing the activity that's a part of what you dreamed up and visualized. What does it look like when you get there? Do you have to take an elevator or stairs? Or is there an escalator? Do you take a cab or ride a train? Fly an airplane? Do you drive yourself? What are others saying about you and what you're doing? Are people talking about you? Have you met this guy named Teddy Burriss, this public speaker? You've got to meet him. You got to be able to say this all out loud. What do you feel like when you're doing it? Does it make you excited? Are you scared? With anticipation? And you're saying it out loud includes telling someone who you are and what you do. Hey, I'm Teddy Burriss. Good to meet you. I'm a social media strategist. Hi, I'm Teddy Burriss. I'm a public speaker. I speak on topics all around networking and social media. Hi, I'm Teddy Burriss. I'm an author. I've written 2 books and 5 ebooks. You have to speak your dreams out loud. Maybe to yourself, maybe to your dog or your cat or your little iguana. I don't care. But you've got to say it out loud. You've got to let your mind hear it. As you earlier let your mind visualize it. As you earlier let your mind see you writing it on a list. Write it, visualize it, say it out loud. Can you see yourself talking out loud about what it is that you're thinking of, these ideas that you've come up with? Here's step 4. Manage these dreams. It's sometimes difficult to visualize and speak them out loud, but you have to do this. It's really critical for your mind to really work. You have to be able to do this so that you can look for ways to manifest something relevant to these dreams in your future in a real way. You have to try hard. Try more than once. Don't give up so quickly. Keep trying. If you can't visualize it after you've tried hard, if you can't speak it out loud after you gave it all the effort you could, then just put a line through it. You wrote it down for a reason. What's that reason? What were you thinking? What made you write that word? And then visualize it or try. And then say it out loud or try. You got to keep challenging yourself to look beyond your past and your current, your present, and look at things differently as you're building your list, visualizing it, saying it out loud. And here's the next big step. Share your dreams with others. Well, it's really not that hard, and you would never walk up to someone and say, hey, I want to share my dreams with you. But what you could say to someone who trusts and respects you is, I've got some ideas about my career. I've got some ideas about my business. And I'd like to hear your thoughts. Listen to those words. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Again, don't share your dreams directly with them. Rather, share that you're looking at new ideas and you want to hear what ideas they have and what ideas they have about your future. Don't discount any idea they share with you. Write them all down. Be grateful for any and all ideas they share with you. The value may not be in the idea, but in how they said it or how it makes you think. When I did this, I went and talked to some friends, and one person said, Teddy, you should be a public speaker. You love to run your mouth. He said it sort of, jokingly, half-heartedly, but I wrote it down. And then I asked him, so tell me why, what does that look like to you? Why do you think that way? And I got more information from him. Another person said, Teddy, you should go teach social media because you love it. You're on it all the time. Now he said that, it stung a little bit because he was sort of sounding like he was being critical. But I didn't take it critical. He said it for a reason. This is someone I trusted and respected. I wanted to know what made them think that way. So I said to them, well, how do you see that? What does that look like for you of me? And I got more information from him. Value may not be in the idea, but in how they say it and how it makes you think. Here's step 6. Visualize and say the ideas that they shared with you. Say them out loud. Take the idea and play with it. Spin it around. Look at it differently. Ask questions about it. Say it out loud again. Visualize yourself going to do it again. Celebrate you doing the task and the work. Visualize yourself celebrating. If you can't visualize it or you don't feel good about it, challenge yourself to look at it differently. Challenge yourself to look at it from a different angle. Challenge yourself again. And if you truly don't feel good about the idea, then put a mark through it. Don't erase it. Don't delete it. Just strike it off. Leave it there. Because it's going to make you think. All these ideas, all this visualization, all this saying out loud, its purpose is to make you think. Don't give up quickly. You never know what these ideas could mean for you. You never know how these ideas can manifest into something different and better. Here's step 7. Evaluate your broad set of skills that you have today. Go way past your certifications and the skills you've been hired for. Go look at the activities that you do, but don't think of as skills. Look past your job and work and look at your play, your hobbies, your communities, your volunteering, what you do with your family and friends. Look at skills that you don't even consider a skill because they're so easy for you to do. They're just something you can do. You need to dig deep and uncover these skills that you've mastered on your own, that you've learned, but maybe you don't use them often anymore. I studied Toastmasters back in the early 2000s, 2003, 2004. I just did that so I could be a better speaker at my job. Didn't realize that I enjoyed it so much, and I got really good at it. At least I believe I'm good at it. And what does that mean to me today? Step 8. Look at what all you have collected. The ideas that you've dreamt up and put down on your list and you've visualized and said out loud and played with them. Look at the ideas that others have shared with you that you put on a list and you visualized and you said it out loud. You need to visualize them again. Say them all out loud again. Consider what this is all saying to you again. Look at it from different ways. Bounce them off of friends and family. This is all about making your mind wander and then get focused on ideas that you've never considered before. I use the term cat wrestler and dust bunny as wild and bizarre ideas. But you need to look at these wild and bizarre ideas that you've come up with, and hopefully you have. Hopefully others have shared with you wild ideas that you've never imagined. You've got to look at these differently. What do they mean? What are these ideas saying to you and to your future? Step 9. What skills can you develop further? So you're coming up with these ideas and you're getting closer to becoming something a little bit different than what you've ever been before. What skills do you need to develop? What do you need to go back to school for? Or what can you learn without going back to school? What can you learn by practicing and experimenting? What can you learn by taking online courses from Udemy and LinkedIn Learning, et cetera, et cetera? Meet people who are doing the skills you want to master as you're trying to figure out what it is you want to do. Meet people who do these things so you can learn other ideas from them of how they grew. Continual learning is going to be critical as you redevelop yourself, as you reimagine yourself as something different, as you recreate yourself. Again, I spoke about Toastmasters, but I also studied Dale Carnegie. Took a 14-week course in Dale Carnegie. I also went and practiced and studied English. Went back to my community college and took some English courses so I can be better at using the written word and spoken word. I also got connected with someone in social media strategy who said, Teddy, you should go ahead and get a certification from a group called the National Institute of Social Media Marketing. So I went and looked at their program and I said, yes, I'm going to do it. So I took that course, studied it, got certified. Also, I wanted to be a leadership coach. So I got connected with other people who do leadership coaching. And I got connected with some community colleges who needed leadership coaches, adjunct instructors. And that connection opened the door for me to get funding to go take a leadership coaching course and become a certified facilitator as a leadership coach. Opened up huge doors for me. What can you develop? How can you become better? Who do you need to meet that can share ideas and maybe open doors for you? Here's step 10. Get into open conversations to refine your idea even more. Ask questions about the ideas they are relevant to. So you're meeting with someone that is a project management professional. What ideas do they have about being a project management professional? Listen to their words. Listen and ask more questions. Continue to listen and continue to ask more questions. What are you hearing? What ideas are they sharing? Get people who you already know to introduce you to new people that you can talk with in the context of what it is that you're looking at for your future. If you want to get involved in a nonprofit and leave the corporate world and get really out into the field and help people, then go meet people who are out in the field helping people. And then ask them to introduce you to others. You've always got to be thinking about this question in these conversations. Who else do you think I should talk with? Open conversations is going to fuel this process further than you ever imagined. Here's step 11. Keep the process going. This can be very beneficial to you as you continue your journey through your career and your business, maybe into something way different. The more conversations you have, the more ideals you'll uncover. Continuously dream, discuss, ideate, visualize, and imagine something new. It all starts with a conversation, and you get better at this the more you practice conversations. You get easy. These become easier. It becomes second nature to strike up a conversation with someone about something different, unique, bizarre, interesting, mind-blowing. When I was having these conversations, I was meeting people who gave me ideas. I wanted to be a social media strategist, but I also wanted to train people. Someone said, have you looked at classes like Udemy and Illumio, Skillshare, Teachable? I said, no. So I looked at those programs and realized I can take what I teach and I can put it on those courses for free, and then they sell it and I make money from it. It's a part of my business today. Someone said, hey, Teddy, have you considered partnering with webinar companies to produce webinars? And they'll you produce the webinars and they'll sell them and you deliver them. So I went and did research on those. Found a bunch of really cool companies out there that sell webinars that their instructors produce and deliver. That became a part of my business, a rewarding part of my business. Keep the process going. Keep these conversations going. So as you're moving through this, you've got to be working on getting focused. As you dream and discuss with others, the best ideas will rise to the top because you're going to find yourself talking about them more and more. And you got to pay attention to that. What are you seeing? Can you get focused on these new ideas? Can you get focused on a single idea? Can you open yourself up to move forward towards an idea that can become a great place for you? Don't be afraid. Be willing to take the challenge, or at least continue considering the idea. I wasn't ready to do this when I was 40 years old. I still had kids in college, had wedding dresses to buy. But when I hit 45, it changed. The responsibilities I had afforded me the opportunity to make this jump. So put yourself in a position to where you know what it is you truly want to do. You know what it is that you want to get out of bed every morning excited about doing. Get yourself in that position so you know what that is and you're ready to do it, and then get yourself over the fear. Get yourself to the spot that you know it's worth the risk, and do it. Get focused on your new goal, or the new you. Dust off the skills you have. Grow the skills you have. Meet more people who play in that sandbox with those toys. Begin looking for ways to join them in that sandbox. Maybe playing with their toys, maybe different toys. Focus is vital. Don't give up because it's tough. The important stuff takes time and energy. I knew I wanted to be a social media strategist, but I knew then that I didn't want to work directly in the marketing department because that's helping a company. I wanted to work in the sales department because I'd be able to help individuals. So I found ways to take my social media strategy skill set that I was developing, my leadership skill set that I was developing, my career coaching skill sets that I was developing, and I looked for ways to go do that kind of work with different groups of people. Was I afraid? Yes. Did I at first not believe in myself? Yes. Did I quickly overcome those fears? Because I knew that if I want to be successful, I had to believe in myself. I had to believe in my ability to grow into these areas and be successful helping others. So step 14, ask for help. If you don't ask for help, you'll never get any. Most people are willing to help others when asked. If someone helps you, be willing to help them or others. This is how the world works. Life is best when we help each other. Myself, I feel fabulous when I get the opportunity to help someone. I don't necessarily need to stop doing everything I'm doing to help someone. Sometimes it's as easy as introducing them to someone else. This journey traveled together is far more rewarding than doing it alone. I had to ask for help. I had to get people to introduce me to the right people that would be interested in my products, my services, my solutions. I had to get people to introduce me to people and associations so I could get the opportunity to do public speeches. I had to get people to introduce me to more community colleges to do more leadership training. I had to get people to introduce me to organizations who wanted to know more about my social media consulting, speaking, training, and coaching. I had to get people to give me ideas about how to take my business to another level. So I asked for help. Some of it I paid for, some of it I got because people were always willing to help because they knew that I was willing to help them as well. Step 15, celebrate the new you. Celebrate the journey you've been on so far and the journey that's in front of you. Celebrate your new focus on this new person, this new you, this new role, this new career, this new business. Celebrate the people you've met along the way. Celebrate the wild ideas that you dreamt up to get here. Celebrate your changing way of thinking. Celebrations create energy to keep moving us forward. Micro celebrations don't need to take a lot of time or money. It can just be a moment, a fleeting moment where you deliberately stop and go, oh my God, I wrote my first ebook. Oh my God, I delivered my first public speech. Oh my God, I did my first whatever. Oh my God, I showed up and did this. Whatever those words are, celebrate the small steps. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. And they're stepping stone goals where you do something appropriately to move you forward. And every time you do a new task to move you forward, you stop and you celebrate that you achieved that task. Dream out loud, and share your dreams with others. It's all about conversations. It's all about ideas. It's all about visualizing and saying these things out loud and getting into open conversations with people about ideas you've never imagined. Ask other people, what do you think? Ask other people, where do you see me creating value for others? Ask other people, what do you think would be something that would be worth me considering? And then visualize it. Say it out loud. Play with it. And meet other people who are doing that kind of work. Become something new that excites you beyond belief. And this journey can help you uncover what that is. Put the effort into it, and you will reap the rewards. I'm Teddy Burriss, social media strategist. Retired from the 35 years of the IT industry. I wake up every morning excited about what I'm going to do. You can as well.